What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to my channel. And you guys know that I basically deal with I've owned two Chinese quads, and had to end up getting rid of those, sadly. Uh, it was a pretty badass quad, my 150. If you guys saw my other video, I did a whole bunch of things to it. I did a bunch of stuff to it. I upgraded the carb on it, the carburetor. I did a bunch of upgrades on the engine. I did some upgrades on the tires. I put some spacers on it, extended them out, put new tires on it. Basically, that Chinese quad, pretty much all the nuts and bolts, I pretty much replaced them all. That's the only thing with these Chinese bikes is usually the nuts and bolts, they're not made of great quality, so you always want to, if you can, you can use thread locker. Make sure you thread lock your nuts and bolts if you do get a brand new one. But I definitely recommend, if you do get a Chinese quad or a Chinese dirt bike, that you're just real careful with those nuts and bolts, especially if you're going to be hauling ass there in the track. You want to make sure that everything is nice and secure. So, anyways, with that being said, I got a dirt bike, and pretty cool dirt bike. It's an Apollo D36. It's a D36 250cc. Haven't really done a whole bunch of upgrades to it, other than I did turn it into a street legal bike. And one of the reasons is because I kind of got into a wreck with my truck, small wreck, which I'm still working on it. Actually, I've done a bunch of things to the truck. I've pretty much had to rebuild the bottom of the transmission, and now I got to put motor mounts on it. They're brand new motor mounts. So, but anyways, meanwhile, I got my dirt bike. I got the Chinese dirt bike, and hey, it's pretty cool dirt bike. After I did a couple things to it, it actually runs pretty nice on the street. It's got some pretty good torque. It's got some good speed. Of course, I can't compete with an actual street bike like a Ninja or just any other type of street bike out there. It's going to be hard to actually, as far as the top speed is not great, but the again, the torque and the it hits about 65, so it's pretty decent. So I'm going to show you guys what I did to it. I did a bunch of mainly I did a bunch of light work on it. I did a lot of wiring. I had to put new blinkers. Well, it's kind of early still, so I'm still my brain's still trying to wake up, but I had to put blinkers on it. I had to put parking lights, brake lights, headlight. So right now what I'm working on is the front blinkers. I'm going to show you guys, though, some things that I haven't seen on any YouTube video out there. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to connect the blinkers the correct way, if you're just doing it from a very generic standpoint. If you just have the actual LED blinker by itself, I'm going to show you guys how exactly to wire it, what you're going to need. I've seen tons of videos out there that are extremely confusing because they don't really show you exactly what they used. So I'm gonna explain it to you guys in layman's terms. I'm not gonna get too technical, and I'm just gonna show you exactly what you need, just plain and simple. I'm gonna show you what you need so you can get some blinkers working, so you can get your brake lights working. I'm gonna try to make it as less complicated as possible, and hopefully for you guys out there that are having to make your street bike legal, this will definitely help you out. And so let's get to work. All right. All right, guys. So the blinkers. Okay. First of all, I got these blinkers, and all that came in the package was just these blinkers, just the actual LED with two wires, one being ground and the other one being power. Got them off Wish.com, and the brake light, I got that separate. It came with the this little back mud guard, or back fender. And that came also just the LED with 2 wires. So when I got that, I was pretty much stumped because I'm like, okay, well, I got the LEDs, no wiring, no nothing. So I had to figure out how to do it. I watched tons of YouTube videos, and I watched at least 2 or 3. All right, so an exaggeration, not tons. I watched 2 or 3 videos that I could get my hands on YouTube, and they kind of showed you basically the basics of how to connect these little bad boys here, but they didn't really show you exactly how to do it. So now there is some wiring that I had to end up putting in here that you're not going to see. Mainly it's just the wires coming from the brake lights. I had to do them individually. Other than the ground, you can always ground. You can always connect your ground together with one wire and bundle them up, or you can connect it to any kind of screw that's making ground to the chassis of the bike. So here's my wiring. It's a little tiny bit messy. I know I can clean it up just a little bit more, but just don't worry about these wires. Don't let that all confuse you. Okay, don't let all these wires confuse you. A lot of these are just coming from all these are coming from the blinkers and the brake lights and so on, and some of this is ground. So if you can see in here, let me see if I can turn on my light so you can see what I'm talking about. Light, give me some light. Alright, I'm back. I had to turn off the camera so I can get the light to work. So anyways, so here's my battery. Okay, there's my battery right there if you can see it. Not sure if it looks any clear to you, but if it looks clear, but that's the positive, that's the negative. So some of my grounds are going into the negative. The ones I couldn't get to the chassis I just connected to the negative. Okay, let me explain something. This is the part that I had a real hard time with. Not such a hard time, but being kind of a little bit newer to connecting relays and blinkers, it was kind of a pain in the ass. But for each blinker I had to get a blinker relay. Okay, I got these off wish.com as well, pretty cheap. Forgot the price right off the top of my head. I think it was like $3 or $4 each. So this is one blinker. That's another blinker. So you need a blinker relay for each one, and it's real simple too. Let me explain the wiring. Power goes into the blinker, power goes into the blinker, power goes out to the blinker. And the power that goes into the blinker is coming from the switch. So your power is going to go from the battery to your switch. It's going to go to your little blinker switch that you have on your little toggle switch. So power is going to go to a cable that's connected to this, to your switch, and then from your switch it's going to go out. So you should have 2 cables. You should have 2 wires on your blinker switch. Okay, this is a multi-switch, so there's a total of 2, 4, 6. You got a total of 6 cables. I had to figure out which one was for the blinkers. So there was 2 cables. This is something else. Anyways, there's 2 cables coming from the blinker switch. Power goes into the blinker switch. Power comes out of the blinker switch. Actually, I'm sorry. There's a total of 8 cables coming out of the switch. Because let me get this figured out here. Sorry guys. Not trying to confuse you. I believe it's 2, 4, 6. What the hell? So okay. So anyways, cables coming out of the blinker switch is going to go back to the relay, and from the relay it goes to the blinker. Okay, so I had to figure out which one was left and right, which was pretty simple. But so you're going to have juice going into your switch, and then your switch is going to basically have 2 cables coming out, one for the right, one for the left, for the blinker switch. So I have the right blinker cable going here, the left blinker cable going to this one. So you're definitely going to need 2 individual blinker relays. You're going to need a blinker switch. You're going to need power. So you should already have your 12 volt power. And you're gonna need ground, which is pretty simple. You can actually use your chassis ground again. Okay, my battery was dying, so I had to turn it off. Turn the light off. So that's it. That's pretty easy. So that's for my blinkers. And I'm gonna get to work on doing some other things, and I'm gonna show you. The brakes. Okay, I got it on night vision. Alright, what's up guys? So you know my videos are real raw. I don't care about all that fancy talking, jumping at the camera, and all that fancy talk. I just try to get down to business. My brakes, the brakes, real simple. Actually, shoot, not that simple. You have basically, you're gonna have three cables. You're gonna have one that just stays on, which is gonna be like your parking, and then one that goes to your switch on your brake, and your brake should have a switch. If you just have a basic manual brake, okay, these brakes, it's got, I was kind of freaking out because I'm like, oh shoot, this is just a plain old brake with nothing on it. But again, this is an Apollo D36 250. This is the brake it came with, and it did have a switch. You can't really see it right there. I've got a little but let's see. Okay. Anyways, these brakes do have a little switch on it. All you got to do is connect the power to it. That's it. Power and ground. That's it. So just connect that. That's gonna go out to your did I put a relay on here? Sorry. No, I did put a relay, but I think I only put a relay just to be on the safe side. Basically, your switch just goes, all you need to do is get power into the switch, power out of the switch for the brake. So, sorry, no ground. You're just going to have power going in, power going out on your brake. That's it. So, and if I'm wrong, I'm going to go back and I'll edit it and I'll put it in text. But anyways, there's just two cables coming out of your little switch on your brake handle. Two little cables. I believe I put the battery going to the switch, and then the cable going out, and that's going to connect to your brake. That's going to connect to your brake. So when you hit your brake, okay, I'm hitting my brake handle. All right, and this is what happens. Oops, there it is. There you go. That's what happens. Yep, so now I got my brake, my running lights. I might have to go back and recharge this battery and come back, but there are my running lights. That was actually a hella fog light that I took off my truck, made it work. I'm broke as a joke right now, so your support will be much appreciated. Subscribe, tell other people about me. I'm trying to get stuff going. Videos are going to get better. I'm going to clean them up a little bit. That's your parking. That's your parking light. And that's your brake light. Boom. Just like that. And I got a little fancy little lit up toggle switch. This actually I got it at Walmart, and this is a marine switch. And the reason I got a marine switch is because it's waterproof. So I'll come back and I'll explain a little bit more in detail how I connected that.